day goes by, I don't feel regret.
What's up, guys? It's Matt and V here, back with another freaking video. Now, you guys seem to enjoy the relationship banter type of stuff. Actually, we're in a fight right now because she keeps throwing away all my stuff.
Because he leaves his shit fucking everywhere.
No, because you turn your brain off when it's time to clean, and it's just like, oh, I swear that
pick up your shit.
Our garbage man is the luckiest man ever. So today we are going to be talking about what women want. Sometimes for us men, it is definitely something that we have no clue about. They don't tell us the truth about. We can only really decipher what we have learned. It's kind of like, watching gorillas in their habitat or whatever. Like, you can't necessarily communicate with them. They don't know English, but you have to kind of watch them, study them, and look at their actions as opposed to the words that they are saying to you, because usually it's just about opposite.
I agree, sometimes.
Now let's talk about you as starting out as an adult woman. Mm-hmm. All right. What did you tell people you wanted when it comes to relationships, and what did you actually want?
A man who's funny and that can make me laugh, because obviously I like to laugh a lot. And I like somebody that I can trust, somebody that's loyal.
Okay, but from, now you know exactly what I'm going to say here. From looking at the exes of yours that I know, that's complete opposite. They're not funny. They're not funny, and they're not trustworthy. Like I said, the one that it was actually cool, you left him. So that's my point, all right? Women say the opposite of what is true, and that's what you need to learn. So if you're out there, you're like 18, 19, I wish somebody would have told me this. If she tells you up, it's down, okay? If she tells you this, it's that. Most of the time, you'll get this kind of spiel from girls, whether, from high school on up. I just want a nice guy that loves me, and
But then they get friend zoned. Why is that?
And he showers me with affection, and he's just there for me, and he's all about me, and we're just a team, and we're like best friends. Who they end up with is the jackass that treats them like crap, tells them they're ugly, doesn't text them back for a couple days, all of that. And men, to maybe a little bit of, maybe a lesser extent, are the same way. I know I had some girlfriends.
I like the chase.
Yeah, I had some girlfriends growing up that were honestly really good for me. And you get bored. They were there 24/7. I had this girl that would give me a back rub every day for longer than
So why did you break up
for
with
longer
her?
than the 5-minuters that you give me? It was just too. I don't know.
She didn't keep you on your toes.
I think maybe some of us though have this thing, when someone acts too into you, you almost think less of them or something. There's a little bit of a desperation there.
I think it depends on where you're at in life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about when you first get into relationships. Once you get older, you have kids and stuff, things kind of change, and you start more falling into that whole, looking for a good person type of thing. You care about people's hearts and their minds and stuff, just as much as looks and the games they play. So now you told us what you said you wanted when you were 20 years old. What were you actually attracted to?
Good-looking, cocky guys.
All right, you heard it here first, guys. Now, people call me a pessimist, or they'll say, God, you're an asshole. But honestly, and I know this sounds bad, this isn't for people my age, us in our 30s. When you're a teenager, if you treat a girl like shit, she's going to want you. That's just the bottom line. It separates you from the other guys that are there, groveling at her feet and treating her like a princess. And even to this day, when you get older, it's still kind of the same, but then you have to find a balance. You don't necessarily want to treat them like shit, but the independence is what attracts them. I guess keeping them guessing, not being predictable.
Not being predictable. And then probably independence as well. It's just finding that healthy balance, I feel, of not being too clingy, but then also showing affection at the same time. Does that make sense? You need to just have that healthy balance.
In some ways, in order to keep a woman stimulated, you have to mentally, not physically.
Well,
that's a whole nother video. It's all about that bean flicking.
Ew, bean flicking.
No? Okay. Anyway, you have to keep them on the roller coaster of the ups and downs and keeping them guessing and stuff like that. Because it's very, very easy for them to all of a sudden take that guy for granted, shit on him, end up being friend zoned, never having a chance with that girl ever again.
I think what most women need to realize that they haven't yet is that no relationship is perfect. But a lot of women seek that perfection in a relationship. Like they watch too many love stories. They watch The Bachelorette and The Bachelor, and they, picture that that's the perfect relationship and that's what they look for. And then when they don't get that, then they're disappointed and they move on.
I think that media, movies, books, all things like that have in some ways kind of harmed
They've tainted it.
real life relationships.
Yeah.
Especially when you're younger, you think that Twitter-pated feeling, that
Is love.
you think that that's what love is. And really, like, the true love kind of comes after that. But what happens with a lot, not just saying women, with men too, is the minute that kind of excitement feeling goes away,
Move on.
the minute that's that kind of like, maybe I'd rather just watch a movie than have sex tonight type of feeling sometimes, goes away. They think there's something horribly wrong with the relationship and that it's time to move on. And so people are always going hunting for that.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Grass is always greener on the other side. And they're hunting for that feeling, thinking that feeling is love when really
Feelings
it's
just hormones.
Yeah. And, you kind of fall, when you're with somebody, that feeling kind of goes up and down all the time. What's that song? I keep on falling
Alicia
in
Keys.
and out. But it's kind of true in some ways. You fall in love, relationships are always up and down.
Well, that's why I think there's a difference between being in love with somebody and loving somebody. And I think you can have both, because I have it with you, honey. Yeah. But when you first start dating somebody, it's more of that in love with somebody. And then as you get to know them, that's when you begin to truly unconditionally love them, assuming that you're not looking for something better. Does that make sense?
Yeah. In the past, divorce wasn't an option. People, when they got married, they just stuck it out and dealt with it. Doesn't mean all their marriages were good. If they lived in today's society, would have gotten divorced so much quicker.
But that is also because of social media. Social media makes it so much easier to meet people and talk to people and everything, where they didn't have that back in the day. So therefore, people always see social media and they see these perfect relationships, and everybody always posts, the best side of their life, and they always think that when they're having problems in their relationship, they compare it to everybody else's glory on Facebook.
Well, and also I think a lot of people, men and women, a lot of times women, I know I sound sexist in this video, but I mean, men have their own issues too. Just women like to all talk together and they're all complain together about their husbands or whatever. And sometimes that's bad. Sometimes taking relationship advice from somebody else is a horrible idea.
I say if you're hanging out with a bunch of single people and you're in a relationship, then you should definitely not be complaining about your relationship. However, if you're hanging out with other married people or other coupled, women, and you can all vent, but it's like the same
I'm
problems.
not saying you shouldn't necessarily like ever complain. I'm saying that if it's somebody else that's also got a relationship where she wants to leave her husband or something, sometimes it's like, misery loves company type of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey, let's just, your relationship's bad too. Oh, I can't believe he did that to you. He did what? He didn't put the toilet seat down?
But
Leave
you
his
usually
ass.
get that reaction from other single women who want you to join their party. I talk to people at work all the time, women at work who are also married or in relationships and stuff, and we just laugh because of our problems at work. I'll vent about Matt and they'll vent about their husbands, and it's stupid stuff, but we all just have a laugh because we know that we're not alone. Like, we all have problems in our relationship.
I'm not saying everyone is like that. I'm just saying it depends on the person. You got to be careful who you take the advice from. If it's somebody else that knows, relationships are rocky and up and down and it can give you positive advice, then sure. Now, obviously, her and I have both been divorced in the past as well. And so it's not like we're necessarily experts or like up on our pedestal here. This conversation's kind of morphed, but I think that the most confusing thing to me my whole life when it's come to relationships is, what does a woman actually want? Because so many times in relationships I've been in, like my marriage and stuff like that, she's told me she's wanted one thing. When she got me to do that, it was like she was still just as unhappy or even more unhappy and did another thing. No, it's this, it's that. And so sometimes I
think that just comes down to she doesn't know exactly what she wants. She's letting outsiders influence what she wants. I mean, what women actually want, I think, varies from person to person, but I think all around what we want is, a guy we can trust, a guy we love, guy that we're in love with, someone we can have fun with. But if obviously she wasn't ready to like find that, maybe she was still in party mode or something.
Yeah. Now that you're in your 30s, though, I believe you. We're saying that when you're in your 20s,
For sure.
I don't think it's always necessarily true because a lot of
No,
women.
in my 20s, I was like, I just want to have fun and I just want somebody I can have fun with. You don't think about, oh, wow, this guy's a loser that doesn't have a job.
Yeah, they go for the
Or
bad boy.
They go for the butterflies and not the. And then when that goes away, they move on.
What the funny part of it is too is that anytime in my past when I've been in a relationship, it's like dating, not like a serious relationship. If I've been super into the girl, then she all of a sudden wasn't really as into me. But when I wasn't as into the girl, she was into me. It was always like this seesaw kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like back and forth, you know, where it always seems like one person was more into the other person. And the more that one person was into that person, the less the other person got into them. So the hardest thing in relationships, even in ours even, is finding that happy medium balance.
And what I think that comes down to is just finding somebody that meshes well in your life. The whole teeter-tottering back and forth thing, I think that's really just you're scared to be in a relationship. You might think there's something else better out there for you. I think that's what keeps you from, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Your glasses have green spots on them.
Wow. Okay. Reminder, don't wear glasses in the video.
So anyway, guys, it's holiday weekend. We wanted to make just kind of a nice, easy, simple little video where we can talk about relationships and stuff because we are such experts at them.
No.
We have...
You piss me off so much sometimes.
You
I wanna
piss
fucking
me off so
stab you
much sometimes.
Stab you in the eye with a fork.
You do. Some dude in the comments of our 10 Things I Hate About You said he thought I was wearing makeup. He thought you punched me.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I was like, no, I wasn't wearing makeup. But you do punch me. It's just in the back of the head. She's smart. She knows how to hide the bruises well.
That's true.
There's no relationships that are ever perfect. Sometimes you just have to make the best out of what you have. And I know that sounds weird and dumb because a lot of people, they're always thinking, I want to find the man of my dreams. You know, whenever you watch movies, like romance movies, the thing that's always gotten me is that it never shows them 10 years later most of the time. It just shows them falling in love, the amazing time they had in Paris or something like that. And then they lived happily ever after.
The end.
But the movie never goes into 10 years later.
What I have to say is the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it. And don't let social media influence your relationship. Me and Matt are in a relationship. We have to live together. And that's why I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I know people talk shit about you, honey. Just kidding.
Who talks shit about me?
I'm just kidding. Everybody on YouTube, they say, how did he get a girl like her?
No, I think the longer they've gotten to know you, the more they understand it. They understand that you're a bigger nerd than me. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let us know. And if you are a woman, maybe leave a comment down below on what you think women actually want. Because honestly, I still don't even know if she's being truthful or not.
I mean, I say what I want, but it changes every day because I'm a woman. So
that is true. Some social justice warrior woman is going to watch this and tell me I'm being horribly sexist, I'm sure.
Please like this video if you enjoyed hearing us talk about this subject, and subscribe to us if you haven't already. We put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
That about wraps it up, guys. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching me and this glare on my glasses, guys. Bye. Is that creepy? Bye.
No, but you look kind of like an alien when...
Oh, I have a kink in my neck.